B-boy wicked beats. You the CNN of this breaking shit. Hold up. It's a spin theory. It's a spin theory. It's a spin theory. B-boys and B-girls.
I'm gonna give you your flowers. We're gonna start a new a moment right here. We're starting a new show. Hey, what's up, Naz? What's good? I fucking love you, bro.
Let's go back to breaking.
Let's go back to breaking. Let's go back to breaking.
Can I say something about throwing the cock?
Oh yeah. Let's talk about throwing the cock. All right, let's do that.
Everybody that tried to speak yesterday like they were an authority, they was way off. K-Mel's the only one that really came close and hit home and touched the subject. 90% right.
Okay.
Right. So, I think you was there. Yeah, that workshop I did in Vegas. Remember when the topic of burners came up?
Yep.
And I explained why I don't teach burners.
Why don't you teach burners? Talk to us.
Why don't teach burners? Okay. B-boys got burners from... Okay, let's keep it real. If Ken Swift wouldn't have thrown the cock in B-Street, half these B-boys would not know what throwing the cock was until Rocky made its emergence again. Period. But the B-boys who threw it back then, they got it from rockers.
They got it from where?
Those rockers.
Oh, from rockers.
Rockers. Rocking, up rocking. I'm old school. I'll say Brooklyn rock, just to be true to my hood. So, I can't see, okay, there you go. Now, and those rockers, the dancers, the one that made rocking look like it they got rocking from the original New York City Outlaws. That's where rocking comes from a lot of them cats. Now, when you look at those outlaws, they were in and out of jail, right? In jail, the worst thing you can do is invite somebody to your private, just like K-Mel said. That's the worst thing.
That is.
Right. So when you got cats coming in and out of jail and want to disrespect somebody on a dance floor, and they already institutionalized up here. That's the word we use in New York. I don't know if the rest of the world uses it. But when you in jail, in and out so long, and you just used to living like you're in jail and having jail manners, we call that institutionalized. When you institutionalize, you're going to carry that with you everywhere you go. So for a hardcore outlaw, dude, like some that was just on the screen when you was looking at the gangs and stuff like that, when they was throwing the cock, they was really throwing the cock. They was really trying to suck. Same thing with doing this.
Who threw? You said that.
Where I come from, when you do this, you're marking somebody. You're actually marking it. You're actually telling them, I'm going to shoot you. 9 times out of 10, you say it like...
Oh, he threw the cock right there. Sorry, I got B Street playing as you're talking, and it's like, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Ken Swift modernized and put the cock in the mainstream.
Yes. I say that from my perspective. This is my perspective, my opinion. Eventually, it was going to get up in here because then you had the reemergence of the rocking. And not even with the reemerging of the rocking. You still had cat, even though they wasn't doing, at that time, like original, correct, traditional rocking. You still had cats like Kenny and Doze rocking. And, people was going to see the cock being thrown anyway. But as far as breaking, B-boys, stuff, things of that nature, I credit Kenny for that.
And do you think that, obviously, I don't think Kenny was doing that in a homophobic manner. So do you think that it's okay to like run with that narrative because it's like 2021? How do you feel about it being canceled and shit?
It's not being homo. Okay. I've thrown the cock a lot of times. I've shown my fingers. I put my fingers in a gun shape and shot people in the cipher, right? But as I got older and started learning more and understanding this fully and looking at it from a full spectrum, I was like, I really can't do this to every single body because that's not how I feel with every single body. You understand? And I cut it out. And then when I explain this to people, I also tell them at the end of the day it's mad fake.
Yeah.
You feel me? There's nothing more fake than a 2-foot long imaginary cock. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing more fake than that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then when it comes to twisting up the fingers and going like this to people, I thought about it. I said, man, I ain't never shot nobody in my life. Why am
Yeah,
trying
but I
to-
mean, is it okay to? Is it still? I mean, it's fantasy though, right?
Yes, it's fantasy, but you gotta also remember the implications.
But like the times changed.
It's been normalized. It's been normalized in breaking. I've seen girls throw the cock. It's been normalized in breaking. But people should understand the implications. People, depending who you do it to, people might flip.
Right.
Case in point, right? I'm at a jam, getting tipsy. The whole world saw this. Everybody loved it. Because I didn't do my best. So when I don't do my best, the world loves it. I'm at a jam. I'm not working. I'm not judging. I'm not hosting. I'm there to support. I'm there with my wife. I'm drinking. I'm getting drunk. Somebody comes up to me and says, "Oh man, I really look up to you. You know, it would be an honor to battle you." And I'm like, you know what? I don't battle like that, dog. If I'm gonna battle, I'm gonna battle for real. You know what I mean? So the dude was like, "Okay, I understand." He came at me respectfully, right? Then I go to the cipher. I was injured. 2, I was drunk, right? I go to the cipher to watch the cipher, and dude comes out at me and points at me. And regardless the conditions I'm in, or the conditions of anything, I don't turn down back. That's dead. I would rather somebody say I smoked alien nest than somebody say I called out alien nest and he didn't want to come out. Despite the fact that I was injured and I wasn't in my homeostatic state, which isn't a problem, but not being in your homeostatic state and injured messes up your balance and stuff like that. So, but despite all that, since he had already came at me respectfully, you know, I'm like, you know what? He's a supporter. This is what he wants. I'm going to give it to him. This was Ray Rock.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And in the middle of that, dude decided to throw a cock, and everything changed. Everything changed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see that anger in that battle from me. That's why you see the foul language. That's why you see me getting up in dude's face. Because I was not in my homeostatic state. And I'm an 80s cat. You know? To an 80s cat, when you throw the cock, you're actually saying, I don't care if we battle or fight. That's really what you're saying.
Yeah, somebody commented.
In theory, that's really what you're saying.
Yeah, in theory. Do you feel like now, obviously, because it's a different type of community that we're in, it's still disrespectful? Like, I mean, I don't know. Do you feel like we should stop? Like, do you feel like we should stop doing it, or people shouldn't do it no more? Like, it should be looked down upon.
Honestly, in my opinion, I'm almost 80% saying yeah.
So we need to stop doing it.
Y'all don't got to need to stop anything because I said so.
Right. Not. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying in your theory.
But we really have to start thinking about it. Just the fakeness in battling. You know, like I've seen friends battle friends in a contest and throw dicks at each other and yell from the sidelines. That shit is whack. When you was just picking them up for the same move last week at the practice spot. You feel me? Only to walk across the floor and shake his hand and give a hug. You know? That's there's a lot of hypocrisy in hip hop, especially in the dance. A lot of hypocrisy. Excuse me, y'all smoking.
Yo, COVID-19, bro.
What?
COVID-19.
Nah.
Okay.
I drink too much Jack Daniels.
Cheers.